1 o'clock, dropping the needle. Put the needle on the record.
Welcome to middle school closing ceremony. The completion of middle school marks the end of one chapter and the exciting beginning of another, and we could not be more proud of these students. This year has also been especially meaningful for me, as this is the first year that I'm the head of school here at Morgan Park Academy. MPA has long held a very special place in my family's life as a parent of alum, and now it has been even a privilege here to be in this moment and getting to know this community even more deeply. To our teachers and staff. To our teachers and staff, thank you for the countless ways you've supported, challenged, and encouraged these students. To our parents and families, thank you for your partnership, encouragement, and trust. And to our students, as you move on to upper school, continue to be curious, courageous, and kind. Take advantage of new opportunities, learn from setbacks, and remember that character matters just as much as achievement. I wish all of you a joyful and restful summer, and congratulations, the class of 2030!
Good afternoon. Oh, you Thank you, Dr. Pavlon. Good afternoon, families, friends, students, and faculty. And thank you again for joining us for our middle school closing ceremony. Thank you to Ms. Nicole, Mr. Ellis, Ms. Shazi, Ms. Burgess, Ms. Dorsey, and Mr. Wendell for their assistance in preparing today's ceremony. My sincere thanks to our faculty and staff, and we are so excited to celebrate this for me every year. And this ends year 24 for me. Students, before we focus our celebration entirely on all of you, I would like to take a moment to recognize not one, but two extraordinary helpers for our community. People who have been steady, generous, and deeply committed members of your team. I will invite Elon and James to come down. They're going to help present these awards. Each year since the beginning of COVID, we have selected a faculty or staff member to receive the MPA Helper Award, inspired by the words of Mr. Rogers following 9/11. When I was a little boy and something bad happened in the news, my mother would tell me to look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping. This year, it felt only right that we recognize two helpers, because sometimes the strength of a team comes from the people who are willing to step in, step up, and give more of themselves than anyone ever asks. Our first honoree is someone who saw an opportunity and ran with it. She herself is a lifelong athlete and promotes our athletic endeavors with enthusiasm and pride. This year, she brought a team to life, quite literally. With energy, persistence, and a whole lot of heart, she resurrected our middle school girls softball team, creating a space for students to compete, connect, and grow together. But her impact doesn't stop on the field. All year long, she has quietly and consistently been building community in other ways, through thoughtful gestures, acts of kindness, and yes, some very well-timed treats for faculty and staff that have lifted our spirits even on the busiest days. Great coaches don't just teach skills, they build culture. They notice what a team needs, and they show up again and again to provide it. Whether she is organizing, encouraging, or simply making sure people feel appreciated and heard, she reminds us that being part of a team means taking care of one another. For her leadership, her initiative, and the joy she brings to our community, it is my honor to present the 2026 Middle School Helper Award to Ms. Tina Eisen. Our second honoree is someone who has been working tirelessly in the classroom, behind the scenes at the gym, and on the field, making sure that every team, every game, and every athlete has what they need to succeed. As our assistant athletic director, she has devoted an incredible amount of time, energy, and care to our athletic program. Her work is constant, often invisible, and absolutely essential. In sports, we often celebrate the players who score the points, but every team depends on the person who keeps everything, the one who organizes, problem solves, supports, and ensures that the game can go on and can do so safely. She is that person. She is a steady presence, a thoughtful leader, and someone who models what it means to be committed not just to outcomes, but to people. For her dedication, her leadership, and the countless ways she strengthens and takes pride in our community, it is my honor to present the 2026 Middle School Helper Award to Mrs. Mary Margaret Coker. Thank you, Mrs. Coker. Back to you, students. Middle school experience, remember to look for the helpers. Better yet, be the helpers. Wherever you go, find the need and step up to make things a little bit better for somebody else. Grown-ups, thank you for all you've done to instill your family values in your students. Here at school, we get a front row seat to your students' tremendous growth. But what we see here pales in comparison to your experience with your own children, watching them grow up right before your very eyes. As is so often shared, and as I experience as a parent myself, the days are long, but boy, oh boy, those years are short. Our students want to dedicate this song to you as we look back at how these 8th graders were once upon a time, the way we were. every year makes that beautiful film for us, and he does such a great job. And it's also the playing There were a lot of tears when we watched it the first time. In addition to our mission to educate the whole child, Morgan Park Academy remains committed to an academically rigorous program. 8th graders who earned honor roll for the school year will be recognized now. These students earned a grade point average of 3.3 over the course of the entire year. Guests, please hold your applause until the entire group has been named. 8th graders, please stand where you are when I read your name. Autumn Anderson, Evan Clockworthy, Charlotte Daynor, Clayton Harris, Joshua McGee, Sophia McGriggs, Ahmad Moncrief, Xavier Roberts, and Elon Stokes. It is likewise my privilege to recognize those 8th graders who earned high honor roll for the school year. These students finished the whole year with a GPA over 3.7. All right? Yes, please hold your applause until each grade level has been called. 8th graders, please rise when I read your name. Hazel Aguirre, Scarlett Labusco, Ava Lacey, Winston Leonard, and Drew Yelbert. If you share your home with an 8th grader, you already know that students and faculty get to dress down for House Colors Day the first Friday of every month. But that's not the extent of their participation in the house system. Each of our 5 houses earns house points through participation in house challenge games and events, and the year-end tally determines the house in first place. If you were at yesterday's 5th grade closing, you already know I'm very disappointed. My house did not win. Again. The scores have been tabulated, my friends. In 5th place with 5,144 points, Withington House. Well done. In 4th place with 5,614, Norton. In 3rd place, and probably attending some mandatory house points meetings, 5,957 points, Malcolm. In 2nd place with 6,193, Blake. Which means our house cup goes to Theodore, 7,573 points. 8th graders, if you're a member of Theodore House, please stand. Congratulations, Theodore. Whatever.
Every year, middle school students are asked to write a reflective essay about the school year. Students consider their growth in academics, relationships, and experiences both inside and outside the classroom. Mr. Kano and I read all of them and select one essay from each grade level. As always this year, it was a tough decision. There were a number of students who demonstrated clear growth in their writing, while at the same time showed detailed introspection about their academic studies and the relationships with teachers and peers that they developed throughout the year. For the 6th grade reflection essay, please welcome Anastasia Currit to the podium to read her essay.
Technical difficulty, please hold.
Throughout the year of 6th grade, I think that this year has been very enjoyable. Spending time with my teachers, friends, and have really gave me the time to get to know everyone a little bit better. I've made important connections. My teachers, Mr. Kano, Ms. Cleveland, Mr. Qualls, Shalosher, Ms. Zazowski, Ms. Kern, and my PE coaches. I'd like to thank them all for teaching me and being there for me when I'm having a rough day, and being there for me when them being able to cheer me in any kind of a way. I'd also like to thank Ms. Dorsey for putting on fantastic middle school plays like Cinderella and Annie. Because of all these awesome teachers, I have been able to improve all of my skills in academics. I wouldn't have been able to do it without them. This year, I have learned so many different things in English, science, Mandarin, math, technology, history, and physical education. I think that this most challenging subject for me was mathematics because back in elementary school, I used to get very nervous and anxious while doing math. I would freak out over a small problem and it would throw me off. So I am very proud of how I was able to trust myself and improve over the past year. I took my test before spring break and did amazing, got 100%. Then I realized that you have to trust yourself and all the hard work you put in. Out of all my teachers, I think Mr. answer every time I'm ready to submit something. So in the future, for the next year, I will try to pay more attention so I will be ready for every test. Thank you to all of my teachers for making this a very successful year. I had so much fun.
Okay, that was my fault. That was missing from the script, so I will expect an angry parent email later. Ms. Eva Black, Arts Department Curriculum Leader, will join me in presenting the Arts Department Awards, recognizing outstanding performance in the visual and performing arts. The award for outstanding performance in drama goes to Cameron Tyson. The award for outstanding performance in vocal music goes to Autumn Anderson. And the award for outstanding performance in instrumental music goes to Evan Butler. Our Assistant Athletic Director, Mrs. Mary Margaret Copley, will join us to help present our 8th grade athletic award. These awards are presented to student athletes who are leaders both on and off the field, consistently demonstrating good sportsmanship, humility, and a positive attitude. They have contributed just as much to their teams with their character as they have with their skill on the field or on the court. This year's recipients are Jacob Innes and Kayla Stevens. Middle school. Our Parents Association annually selects by blind vote original student art pieces. The winner's artwork will be professionally framed and become a part of our permanent collection. In addition, our winner receives a framed print. This year's winner is 7th grader Krista Benny Ellis. Mrs. Emily Drown, Science Curriculum Leader and 8th grade Science Teacher, will join us to present the Illinois Science Teachers Association Award. This award recognizes the 8th grade student who most clearly demonstrates leadership, academic achievement, and interest in the field of science. This year's ISTA Outstanding Science Award, speaking slowly so she gets to here goes to Winston Leonard. Math teacher, 6th, 7th, and 8th. We need to present the 8th grade math award. This recognition is awarded to the 8th grade student who demonstrates interest in mathematics topics and problem solving and dedication to their studies. This year's 8th grade math award goes to Drew Yelverton. Ms. Sandra Burgess, English Department Curriculum Leader and Middle School Assistant Principal, will present the Young Author Award. Our young authors should demonstrate a love of language and writing and display skill and talent of budding authors or poets. The recipients should demonstrate both writing skill and the ability to make more complex connections with their work. This year's winners are Kylan Davis and Joshua McGee. World Language Department Curriculum Leader for our World Language Awards. Annually, we recognize exceptional performance in the 2 languages taught at MPA. This year's award for Mandarin goes to Autumn Anderson. And this year's award for Spanish goes to Ava Lacey. Okay, when we rehearsed, no joke, a few times I was like, that's not me! Just so you can practice.
Sorry, I'm short. I am Isaiah Pryor to come share her reflection of her 7th grade year.
This school year helped shape me both as a student and as a person in many ways I did not expect. I not only learned new academic skills, but I also learned more about myself, including what I enjoy, how I focus best, and what kind of environment helps me succeed. This year mattered to me because it helped me grow more confident in my abilities and more open about my interests as I prepare for next year. Academically, one of the biggest challenges I faced was math. I was introduced to more advanced topics than I had learned at my previous school, which made it difficult at first. There were times when I felt confused and had to work on harder to understand the material. However, this challenge mattered because it taught me persistence and patience. Instead of giving up, I learned to stay focused and keep trying, which helped me improve over time. On the other hand, I am most proud of my progress in English. It has always been my strongest subject, and this year I was able to improve my writing and my thoughts more clearly. I feel confident that I can use these skills in future classes and beyond. One of the biggest differences this year was the change in environment compared to my old school. My previous school often felt chaotic with frequent fights and negative behavior that made it hard to feel safe or focused. Because of this, I struggled to concentrate and found it difficult to fully engage in my learning. This experience learned to matter because because it showed me how much my surroundings can affect my education. In contrast, my current school provides a calmer and more supportive environment where I can focus and feel more comfortable. Being in a positive space helped me take my education more seriously and allowed me to grow academically. This year also helped me grow more socially and personally. I am naturally a quiet person and usually prefer to keep to myself, especially because of my past experience. However, I was able to build a few friendships and share my interests with others. This mattered because it helped me realize that being quiet does not mean I have to be completely closed off. I can still connect with people in my own way while staying true to myself. I also built strong relationships with some of my teachers. They supported me, helped me stay on track, and encouraged me to do my best. Having that kind of support made a big difference in my motivation and confidence. Looking ahead, I am excited about what the future holds. I am especially interested in archival studies field and hope to become an archivist. This goal matters to me because I have a strong interest in reading and history and want to turn that passion into a career. I am also thinking about joining the photography club next year. I enjoy taking pictures of landscape and the wind on my phone, and I want to experience that interest more and see if it is something I want to continue. Trying new things is important to me because it helps me grow and discover more about myself. Overall, this school year was an important turning point for me, and it helped me grow academically by challenging me, especially in math, and strengthening my skills in English. It also helped me grow personally by showing me the importance of a positive environment and encouraging me to open up more to others. As I look forward to next year and eventually high school, I hope to continue growing, staying focused, and working toward my goals. This year mattered because it helped me become more confident in who I am and what I want for my future.
The newest member of our marketing team, Mrs. Heather Cleveland, Middle School Director of Global Learning, will join me to present the Global Citizen Award. The recipient of this award displays passion for global education and commitment through action to finding ways to make an impact on the world around them. This year's Global Citizen Award goes to Clayton Harris IV. Thank you. Ms. Burgess will present our Student Life Book Awards. These awards are given to 2 students who contribute to the life of the school with their helpful and enthusiastic involvement in activities and have demonstrated reflection and growth in their time in the middle school. This year's recipients are Scarlett Bagusco and Ahmad Moncrief. Scarlett is receiving the book Normal Women Making History for 900 Years. And Ahmad is receiving the book Trust the Grind, How World-Class Athletes Get to the Top. I now invite Skylar Jones to share her 8th grade reflection.
It is officially the end of my 8th grade school year, and this year has been filled with emotional moments and memories from me and my classmates who hold dear to us for the years ahead, the good and the bad. I have learned new things in each of my classes, made growth academically, physically, and emotionally. I've made new friends and connected with upper and lower classmen, and I've tried many new things that I told myself I would never ever do. When it comes to academics, I've never been the best at solving equations or memorizing Latin root words, but if I hadn't had my teachers to help give me lists to study and walk me through the questions to have a better understanding of more, and the endless love and support from my parents, I would have struggled this year. One thing that I'm most proud of academically is my math class. I'm most proud of the growth that I've made since I've been at this school and how far I've come and how far I'm determined to go. A specific time in my math class was when it was a Tuesday and we had an exit ticket, and I was sure that I would have to do it again because of that grade. but I was humbled once I finished and got 100%. I felt so proud of myself at my result, and I felt more bold when it comes to achieving my mathematical goals. When progressing in the long school year, I've been making friends in memorable moments. For example, back in November 2025, when Cinderella the Musical Junior was taking place and I was part of the cast for the event, I was with a lot of lower classmen and a few upperclassmen. While preparing for the musical, practicing choreography, practicing songs, and making props, I got to know a lot of lower classmen in the senior year about to graduate. But I was also with a few of my classmates. More of my vivid memories during the musical practices are with my peers, and one of my friends that is very special to me. My friend and I would talk a lot, even outside of musical practice. She will give me advice and direct me to do the right thing, along with many others. But this particular friend tells me how much she's proud of me and makes me laugh the most. Recently, I had to receive my rewards for the track season, and this friend came with me to pick up these ribbons. While obtaining my ribbon, she looked at me and said with much sincerity, "I'm very proud of you, Skylar, for getting so far, even if this is your first time doing track." I understand that this is a common thing for fellow teammates to say to their own team, but when she said that, it touched my heart and made me feel more proud of myself. Without her constant encouragement, along with my coaches, parents, and teammates, I wouldn't have been enough. In the future, I will remember to always believe in myself and remember how many people believe in me and always to do what I'm supposed to do. Always believe in myself, stay confident, and never let my past or current troubles get in the way of my success. This year has been filled with many ups and downs and in-betweens, but I will always strive to go beyond my limit and always strive to succeed, even when times are tough. I'm unbelievably grateful for every single teacher I've had at MPA, teaching me the knowledge I need to know and to go in situations. I'm grateful for my friends for making my life have a little more highlights in it and making me laugh and caring even when I'm sad. I'm most grateful to my parents for bringing me into this world and providing me for my whole life just so I can experience all this. This is an amazing school year. Next up, high school.
Ms. Burgess will now present the Good Citizenship Awards. These awards are presented to 2 8th grade students who were nominated and then selected by vote from the entire lower and middle school faculty. Recipients demonstrate the qualities that define the spirit of Morgan Park Academy: dependability, reliability, a genuine commitment to helping others in the school community and the community at large, consistent dedication to the MPA way, being kind, and doing their best each day. This year's recipients are Makari Mansfield and Kevin Robinson. On faculty nominations and voting, and recognize 2 8th grade students. Each day, my goal is for school to feel safe, welcoming, and comfortable for all students. This award reflects that mission by honoring students who help create that kind of environment for others through their positive attitudes, their willingness to help, their consistent presence in the life of the middle school. This year's Principal Spirit Award winners are Braden Drain and Sophia McGrath. Middle school faculty based on clear evidence of interest in service, follow through on their volunteer commitments, and enthusiasm for changing the world one service project at a time. This year's service award goes to Hazel Aguirre. The following awards recognize the top 2 scholastic averages in each grade. Award recipients, please come forward to receive your medal, then remain up here by the podium until your whole group is assembled. I'm not going to be as brave as Mrs. Drown and put your medal on you. If you choose to wear it, that's up to you. For 6th grade, earning the 2nd highest academic average, Philip James. Anderson Harris. In his Morgan Park Academy blazer. Paul Brand. And gentlemen, you'll stay up here until the whole group is assembled, okay? For 7th grade, earning the second highest academic average, Krista Benny Ellis. And the 7th grade highest academic average, Addison Parker. For 8th grade, earning the second highest academic average, Drew Yelverton. And the 8th grade highest academic average, Winston Leonard. You can put your medal on, sure. Krista would like other people to put their medals on. Congratulations. Nicely done. All faculty and staff may nominate students for the next award. Once nominations are collected, the entire faculty votes to select the recipient. The Henry W. Kennedy Award is presented to the 8th grade student whose record of courtesy, service, and consideration of others best exemplifies Mr. Kennedy's life. A local resident who later in life joined our board of trustees, Mr. Kennedy dedicated much of his life to serving the community and generously sharing his time and talents to support others. A tree in front of Hanson Hall stands in his honor, and his legacy continues in the students who strive to make this campus and the world beyond it a better place. This year's recipient is Charlotte Gaynor. Dr. Cavallone will now join us to help present our Stephen Kling Award. Stephen J. Kling began his career at Morgan Park Military Academy in 1940 as a recruiter. He was a highly regarded teacher in the lower school and later served as a respected administrator. He guided students and our school community through the transition to a co-educational day school in 1958 and retired in 1960. The Kling Award recognizes the 8th grade student whose record of leadership, scholarship, and citizenship best exemplifies our mission. In order to be eligible, students must be in the top 20% of the class academically. The award recipient is then selected by a vote of the full faculty and administration. This year's recipient is Ava Lacey. And now, the moment all of our 8th graders and their families have been so patiently waiting for, the presentation of the diplomas. Hazel started at Morgan Park Academy in pre-K3 and fondly remembers studying Spain during pre-K3s globally, including wearing flamenco costumes that I'm pretty sure they still use. She identifies Dr. Zhao as one of her favorite teachers and feels proud of her academic success and her NJHS accomplishments. Her advice to younger students is simple and wise. Turn in your work on time. I enjoyed having Hazel in my yoga class for PE. She consistently showed up with a positive attitude and a willingness to try new things. Dr. Zhao shares that Hazel is always responsible for her learning and is especially impressed by her honesty, noting that she constantly takes ownership. Mr. Ellis describes Hazel as calm in all situations, adding that her natural ability to adapt and her quiet confidence will serve her well in high school. Hazel Aguirre. Autumn started at MPA in the 5th grade and shares that it was the first time she truly enjoyed school. She lists Mr. Kano, Mrs. McAllister, Ms. Burgess, and Mrs. Cleveland among her favorite teachers because of their kindness. This is Autumn's second time on stage at the 8th grade closing, having been selected to read her reflection as a 6th grader. Mrs. McAllister says that Autumn always maintains a positive attitude toward working hard and learning new things, while Dr. Zhao notes that Autumn is one of the few students who greets her in Chinese, both entering and leaving class every day. Mrs. Coakley shares that Autumn has always been kind and is consistently willing to help others whenever there is a need. Mr. Ellis says he could enjoy listening for hours as she talks about Michael Jackson. And Ms. Black highlights Autumn's thoughtful and unique creative process. Autumn Anderson. Demi fondly remembers meeting her classmates and her teacher on her very first day in kindergarten. She shares that she has always appreciated Mr. Qualls and describes him simply as so nice. Demi reflects that she has tried her best throughout middle school and encourages future students to work hard and to keep learning new things. I am personally grateful for all of the times that Demi has chosen to do the right thing, even when that has come with social sacrifice. Senora Harris shares that Demi consistently steps up to challenges in her learning and has shown great effort and enthusiasm throughout her time in Spanish. Mrs. Coakley notes that Demi works hard and asks thoughtful, insightful questions to strengthen her understanding. Mr. Ellis refers to Queen Demi as a true entertainer, adding that her energy is contagious and can light up a room. Demi Banks. Scarlett started at MPA in pre-K and fondly remembers time spent playing on the playground during her earliest years here. She shares that Mr. Qualls and Ms. Burgess are among her favorite teachers and that she especially loved participating in Global Weeks. She is proud of her academic growth and increased sense of responsibility over the years. I enjoyed having Scarlett in my yoga class as well. She demonstrates incredible balance and focus, which is no surprise given her dedication to figure skating. Dr. Zhao notes that Scarlett learns at an impressive pace and quickly grasps new concepts. Mr. Ellis describes her as an outstanding athlete and student who absorbs rhythm patterns and new ideas from everyone around her. Scarlett Baguska. Evan started at MPA in 7th grade and has especially loved working backstage on theatrical productions, including this year's Cinderella. He is proud of his success on challenging projects and describes Mr. Qualls as chill, which fittingly is how many of us would also describe Evan. I regularly forget that Evan hasn't been here for years. He is such a quiet, steady, and positive presence in our community. Mrs. Coakley shares that Evan is a true leader who is an exemplar of the MPA way, always being kind and doing his best. Mr. Ellis reflects that Evan feels like an MPA lifer, noting that although he's only been here a short time, he has already shown himself to be an amazing musician and a kind-hearted friend. Evan Lockridge. Landon joined us this year for 8th grade and has already brought an impressive amount of MPA spirit and spirit wear and maroon sneakers to match. He's not wearing them today, I checked. Landon quickly made basketball one of his favorite parts of the school year and counts his first game here as a standout memory. Mr. Qualls has seen strong growth in Landon's understanding of key math concepts this year and appreciates his steady effort. Mrs. Coakley notes that Landon does a great job going with the flow and consistently brings a positive attitude to class. Mr. Ellis adds that Landon can absolutely ball, and his signature shimmy can be spotted all across campus as he moves throughout his day. Maybe he'll show us. encourages future students to have fun. Landon Coney. Kylan started at MPA in 7th grade and quickly made her mark, earning the Parents Association Art Award as a 7th grader. She shares that Ms. Burgess is one of her favorite teachers, and she has especially loved how much she has learned from Ms. Burgess about history in English class. Global trips have also been a highlight of her MPA experience, giving her lasting memories and perspective. I have appreciated Kylan's presence in this class. She is a sensitive soul who feels things deeply, and I see that as a personal strength, even when it brings challenges. Dr. Zhao notes her appreciation for Kylan's strongly supportive family, which has been an important part of her success here. Mr. Ellis describes her as creative, smart, funny, and truly a good person who brings positivity to those around her. Ms. Block notes that every art project Kylan submits is thoughtful and impressive, even those created in spare moments. Kylan Davis. Aubrey joined us in 5th grade and quickly embraced MPA school life, saying she especially enjoyed flag football in PE. She shares that Ms. Burgess and Mr. Qualls are the GOATs, and she is proud of how much she has grown as a person during middle school. Her advice to future students is simple yet meaningful. Stay away from drama. Focus on what matters. I have always appreciated Aubrey's helpful nature and the way she shows up as a loyal, true blue friend. Ms. Nicole enjoys seeing Aubrey's smiling face in the hallway each day and notes how consistently she brings positivity to others. Mr. Ellis describes Aubrey as a force on the basketball court, tough as nails, with a strong sense of social awareness and the ability to clearly express her thoughts. Aubrey DeMarco. When he graduates from our upper school, Braden will have been a lifer at MPA, here since pre-K 3. He takes pride in his academic accomplishments and steady growth over the years. He shares that Mrs. Ferguson and Mr. Kano are among his favorite teachers, and he especially enjoyed the global trips, most memorably the food at Nature's Classroom in 6th grade. I have always admired Braden's quiet leadership and the way he consistently does the right thing without ever seeking recognition. Mrs. Coakley shares that he is a loyal friend, always willing to help others who need it. Mr. Ellis simply calls smooth, reflecting his calm, steady, and easygoing presence in our community. Dr. Zhao describes Braden as the model of an MPA student. His advice to younger students is simple and meaningful. Just be kind. Braden Drake. Charlotte joined us in 5th grade, but she even has vivid memories of her shadow day when she was a 4th grader. She names Mr. Ellis as a favorite teacher because of his sense of humor and his deeply supportive nature, and she also values Ms. Burgess for how much she has learned from her. Charlotte is proud of the growth she has made in becoming a better person throughout middle school. Mrs. McAllister describes Charlotte as kind and respectful, but says she especially lights up when talking about softball. Mrs. Coakley notes that Charlotte is very funny and a great friend, and Ms. Block appreciates her quiet focus in art class, saying that she takes great pride in her work. Mr. Ellis celebrates her beast mode energy, calling her the hot step-on, whose leadership shows up clearly in both sports and in service. She is a gem of a human being, protective, smart, funny, and guided by a strong sense of integrity. Charlotte Gaines. Clayton has been part of the MPA community since pre-K and fondly names his kindergarten 1st and 2nd grade teachers among his favorites, including our veteran 1st grade teacher, Mrs. Ferguson. He is proud of his academic successes over the years and encourages future students to lock in and pay attention. On his survey, he added one final question. Who is the coolest principal? I'm happy to say he confidently supplied the correct answer. I have appreciated Clayton's kind-hearted, easygoing nature and the way his approachable personality makes him someone others naturally feel comfortable being around. Mr. Qualls notes that Clayton is consistently well-mannered and kind when interacting in everyday school moments, including in the hallway. Mr. Ellis describes Clayton as happy, smart, and funny, and also recognizes his strong instincts for social justice and fairness. Clayton Harris IV. Jacob started at MPA in pre-K, recalling nap time as one of his earliest school memories. He names Mrs. Cleveland as a favorite teacher and is proud of his academic growth and his service initiatives over the years. He shares that middle school has helped him to become more responsible, and he encourages future students to get their work done early and to never be afraid to ask questions. Dr. Zhao affectionately calls Jacob a young gentleman, noting his respectful and composed presence. Mr. Ellis describes him as an amazing leader through action, pointing out that he competes with intensity on the court, yet brings that same focus into the classroom. Ms. Block highlights Jacob's talent as a painter, appreciating his expressive style and strong sense of composition. Jacob Innes. Drea just joined us this year, but you would never know it. She has already become such a natural part of the MPA community. She shares that she has felt welcomed by everyone and appreciates how kind this environment has been. We love her too. She names Ms. Dorsey as a favorite teacher, describing her as the perfect blend of strict and kind. Drea has already created many meaningful memories this year and has big dreams of one day opening a dance studio, though for now, she is focused on simply enjoying being a kid. I truly enjoy having Drea in my yoga class. She is calm, focused, and naturally gifted in movement. She brings a steady, thoughtful presence to the class. Mr. Ellis describes Dr. Aya as happiness personified, always serving as a cheerleader for others and consistently building them up rather than tearing them down. We are so glad we got to know her this year. Drea Jenkins. James started at MPA in the 7th grade, and one of his first memories here was meeting Ms. Burgess, who remains one of his favorite teachers. He also names Mr. Qualls, Mr. Cano, Mrs. Drown, and Senora Harris among the teachers who have made the strongest impact on him. James shares that some of his best memories came from spending time with friends, on sports teams, and on global trips. His advice to future students is direct and memorable. Do your work. You don't have time for drama. Coach Summer reflects on the privilege of coaching James, noting that although it was his first experience with track, he brought nonstop fun and unforgettable energy to the team. His habit of showing up to indoor track practices in boots quickly earned him the nickname Boots. Mr. Ellis describes James as kind, polite, and always ready with a joke, adding that he is simply a genuinely good guy. And I have to agree. James is 100% genuine, which I deeply admire. James Johnson. Skylar has been part of the MPA community since the 7th grade and embraced many aspects of school life, especially Academy Day and the St. Louis trip. She shares that Mr. Qualls is her favorite teacher because he is funny and genuinely cares about his students as people. Skylar is proud of herself for trying new things during middle school, including volleyball and track, and her advice to future students is heartfelt and practical. Be kind, do your best, and remember that school is actually really easy if you just turn your work in. Coach Hobbs describes Skylar as sweet, empathetic, and consistently cheerful, encouraging her to never lose the empathy that serves as her superpower. Senora Harris notes that Skylar is able to find joy and excitement in everything she does, and Mrs. Coakley appreciates her positive attitude and her readiness to learn each day. Mr. Ellis and Ms. Block describe Skylar as a talented young artist whose creativity, enthusiasm, and kindness have made her a joy to teach. Skylar Jones. Ava started at MPA in kindergarten and fondly remembers show and tell. She names Mrs. Gray among her favorite teachers and shares appreciation for all of the teachers who have believed in her over the years. Ava is proud of her academics and of serving as student council president. Her advice to future students is to stay on top of assignments while still making time to have fun and try new things. Some of her favorite memories come from global trips. Ava feels things deeply and wears her heart on her sleeve, and Miss Nicole describes her as a kind and dependable friend to everyone around her. Senora Harris appreciates Ava's diligence, along with the many unique and funny stories she brings into the classroom. Mrs. Coakley highlights Ava's ability to make strong historical connections and contribute thoughtful questions. Mr. Ellis shares that Ava consistently does the right thing and is quick to help others, adding that she will continue to make the world a better place. Ava Lacey. Winston started at MPA in first grade and names Mrs. Arnold and Mr. Kano among his favorite teachers. He especially loved nature's classroom and other school trips that allowed him to learn and explore alongside his friends. Winston shares that one of his biggest areas of growth has becoming more confident in being true to himself. Senora Harris appreciated his distinctive way of thinking and carrying himself, and Mrs. McAllister describes Winston as an out-of-the-box thinker who approaches learning in creative ways. Dr. Zhao jokes that Winston is such a helpful presence in class that next year she will be hiring him as a teaching assistant. Mrs. Coakley admires Winston's curiosity and love for learning, and Mr. Ellis describes him as cerebral and creative, funny and enjoyable to talk with. Ms. Block highlights his vivid imagination and his creative ideas that go well beyond his grade level. Winston Leonard. Makari started at MPA in first grade and names Mr. Martin and Mr. Kano among her favorite teachers. She says that Mr. Martin made her realize that she loves tech, and Mr. Kano sparked a deep interest in history. Makari is especially proud of having been selected to present her History Day project and of the tremendous growth she has made in math over the years. She reflects proudly on becoming more open and confident during her time in middle school. Her advice to future students is practical and wise. Don't ever wait until the night before something is due to get started. I've always appreciated Makari's calm, steady, easygoing presence, sweet nature, and strong work ethic. Mrs. McAllister describes her as quiet, kind, and consistently hardworking in everything she does. Dr. Zhao also highlights Makari's calming spirit and dedication as a student. Mr. Ellis notes that while Makari may be quiet, she has a subtle sense of humor and brings kindness and happiness everywhere she goes. Makari Mansfield. Joshua has been a part of the MPA community since pre-K3 and is proud simply to have made it through middle school with his resilience and his humor intact. He encourages future students to study for tests, to get enough sleep, not in class, and to stay current by getting work done over the weekend. Some of his favorite memories came from spending time with friends and relaxing together during global trips. I have always appreciated Joshua's silly, fun, delightfully quirky personality that brings humor and individuality to our community, and he's quite a dancer. Dr. Zhao describes Joshua as hardworking and a responsible learner, and says she will especially miss his dance performances during the Lunar New Year assemblies. Mr. Ellis notes that Joshua is constantly figuring out songs on the piano and adds that he is both a talented baseball player and a loyal friend. Joshua has a way of making people feel accepted exactly as they are. Joshua McGee. Sophia started at MPA in 7th grade and quickly embraced the community and the experience that came with attending school here. She names Ms. Burgess as a favorite teacher because she is both relatable and, in her words, delightfully random. Sophia especially loved the 8th grade Springfield trip and appreciates that MPA encourages students to learn about important topics and engage thoughtfully with the world around them. Her advice to future students is to manage their time, get their work done, and truly cherish the time they get to spend here. Looking ahead, Sophia hopes for a happy life centered around helping others. That's not a surprise. Dr. Zhao describes Sophia as a happy and positive presence whose energy brightens the classroom each day. Mr. Ellis calls her awesomeness with a bow on top, celebrating both her incredible talent as a track star and the confident way she carries herself. Sophia McGrigg. Ahmad started at MPA in 5th grade and quickly formed strong friendships. He names Ms. Burgess and Mrs. McAllister among his favorite teachers because they make learning enjoyable and engaging. Ahmad is proud of his academic accomplishments, particularly in math, and reflects that middle school helped him to become more confident and independent. His advice to future students is thoughtful and practical. Study for quizzes, turn in work on time, be kind, and do your best. He also loves having the opportunity to see new places during global trips and describes his 8th grade year as amazing. Mr. Ellis highlights Ahmad's impressive singing talent and says that everyone should be waiting for his album. All of the teachers and I know Ahmad to be both reliable and forthright. He is a loyal friend while also staying grounded in the strong values his family has instilled. Ahmad Moncrief. Josiah joined us in the 7th grade and quickly built strong connections with friends. He also connected with many teachers, naming Mr. Qualls, Ms. Burgess, Senora Harris, Mr. Quinn, Mr. Cano, and Mr. Ellis among his favorites. He especially enjoyed the DC trip and spending time with friends, and reflects that middle school has taught him many important lessons, both in and out of the classroom. His advice to future students is straightforward and honest. Stay on task, stay out of drama, and do what you are supposed to do. Senora Harris describes Josiah as a high-energy student who loves to engage with his classmates and takes pride in showing off his Spanish skills. Mr. Ellis shares that Josiah is a good guy, full of excitement, and always ready with a friendly dab up. I have personally enjoyed and benefited from his daily greetings. He always says hello, he always asks how you are, and then waits for the answer. Ms. Block notes that he is lively, energetic, and polite, and that he has worked hard to channel his energy into meaningful projects. Josiah Neal. Makai joined the MPA community in 5th grade and quickly built strong friendships and connections with classmates and teachers alike. He shares that Mr. Qualls is one of his favorite teachers and is especially proud of the positive relationships he has formed with all of his faculty throughout his time in middle school. Makai also feels proud of successfully meeting the challenge of taking final exams this year. His advice to future students is encouraging and heartfelt. Do not be afraid to ask your teachers for help, because here they truly want to support you. Makai is more thoughtful and caring than he sometimes lets on, and I have always appreciated that genuine side of him. Mrs. Coakley describes Makai as a great friend, consistently willing to help others whenever they need support or a hand. Mr. Ellis notes that Makai is happy, easygoing, and chill, while also being genuinely kind to all those around him. Makai Rambo. Xavier started at MPA MPA in 7th grade, and shares that Senora Harris and Mr. Qualls quickly became favorite teachers. Two less bugs on campus today. Senora Harris and Mr. Qualls quickly became teachers because of how kind and supportive they are and how much they want their students to succeed. Although Xavier describes himself as shy when he first arrived, he has built a strong group of friends and has become an important part of our community. A talented soccer player, Xavier reflects proudly on his growth during middle school. He notes that Ms. Burgess's class was one of, if not the most challenging experiences for him academically, but one from which he learned a great deal and survived. Mrs. Coakley highlights Xavier's talent on the soccer field and the dedication he brings to athletics. Mr. Ellis describes Xavier as a talented musician, athlete, and classmate, adding that he is quietly funny and consistently kind to all of those around him. Xavier Roberts. Kevin started at MPA in the 6th grade and names Mr. Kano, Mrs. McAllister, Mrs. Drown, and Mr. Qualls among favorite teachers, appreciating that they were all chill and lenient while still helping him to grow. He especially loved the global trips, with St. Louis standing out as a favorite memory. Kevin is proud of serving on student council and jokingly shares that one of his proudest accomplishments is having, and I quote, no enemies. He also fondly remembers plenty of adventures with friends along the way. Kevin's secret weapon is his unfailing friendliness. He always makes a point to greet his teachers, even to a fault. If he walks past my office at any time during the day and realizes I am inside, he will literally back up to say hello. Mr. Ellis affectionately refers to him as Chef Kevin, noting that he gets along with everyone, stays aware of the people around him, and has the personality to make his future restaurant the place to be. Kevin Robinson. Kayla started at MPA in the 4th grade and remembers how welcomed she felt by the whole community from the very beginning. One of her favorite memories was the DC trip, especially spending time with her friends at the hotel. Kayla is especially proud of her athletic accomplishments, including earning a volleyball award, and reflects that she has matured significantly over the years. This bright student's advice to future students is simple and direct. Focus on your grades and get your work done. Ms. Nicole describes Kayla as a phenomenal athlete and incredible teammate, sharing what a privilege it has been to watch her represent MPA in basketball. Mrs. Coakley appreciates Kayla's kindness and thoughtful participation in history class, especially the way she dives deeper into topics being discussed. Mr. Ellis reflects that Kayla succeeds at everything she does, building others up with kindness, unless she is competing against you on the court, where she becomes an absolute beast, but exactly the kind of teammate you want on your team. Kayla Stevens. Elon started at MPA in the 6th grade, and one of her very first memories is being warmly greeted in the hallway by Miss Cleveland. She shares that one of her favorite middle school memories was being able to attend the holiday party last school year after recovering from knee surgery, making the experience especially meaningful. Elon is proud of the growth she has made in self-advocacy and reflects fondly on the 7th grade global trip as another highlight of her time at MPA. Mrs. McAllister enjoys that Elon tells impressive stories and manages to work through challenging math problems with both persistence and focus. Mrs. Coakley appreciates the vibrant energy Elon brings to class each morning and her consistent enthusiasm for learning. Mr. Ellis describes Elon as a future lawyer, noting that she can thoughtfully argue an issue with impressive skill and confidence. Elon Stokes. Cameron has been a part of the MPA community since pre-K 3 and has developed both in height and in personality. He names Mr. Cato as a favorite teacher because of his humor and his ability to make class enjoyable. Cameron jokingly shares that one of his finest accomplishments has been staying awake at school, which feels fitting for someone who always manages to keep life interesting. Cameron is proud of his growth in history and English and hopes to continue improving his baking skills in the future. His advice for future students is this: life is tough. Keep going. Mrs. Coakley appreciates Cameron's ability to make real-world connections in class, noting that he asks thoughtful questions and consistently digs deeper into historical topics. Mr. Ellis describes Cameron as a true entrepreneur, someone who regularly seems to have a pop-up shop running in the marketplace while also bringing positive energy and humor into the classroom each day. Cameron Tyson. Drew has been a part of the MPA community since pre-K and fondly remembers the beloved year-ending Blue Dot Party as one of her earliest school memories. When reflecting on favorite teachers from lower school, Drew found it nearly impossible to narrow the list down because so many teachers made her experience memorable. Drew is proud of her accomplishments and awards across academics, service, the arts, and athletics, and shares that middle school helped her to grow in self-confidence and in her willingness to try new things. Her advice to future students is heartfelt: just don't stress yourself out. Drew has been a true mainstay on the MPA stage, and Senora Harris describes her as an all-around talented student with a natural gift for language learning. Mr. Ellis affectionately refers to her as Dr. U, and notes that her strengths are many. She can sing, she can dance, she can play sports, and she brings positivity to whatever task she takes on. Drew Yelverton. Honored guests, thank you for joining us as we celebrate this important milestone in the lives of these amazing students. Can we give them one more round of applause? Support and your trust in us throughout their time at Morgan Park Academy. Students, you have left your mark on MPA. We are proud of who you are, proud of who you are becoming, and excited to see where your paths lead next. Audience members, please remain seated until the class has exited the stage. Students will greet their guests on the semicircular walkway behind me at the north end of Jones Bowl. They will be in alphabetical order. And now, it gives me great joy to present the 2026 Morgan Park Academy 8th grade.